Most people took the Charlotte for what it was. And what was it? A 400 capacity venue with bogs, bar and a stage. Some people turn up and perhaps they have higher expectations. But it didn't matter. One of the things that the Charlotte had over other venues was its tantalising proximity between band and fan. You know, there was virtually no stage. You know, you just had a sea of hot, sweaty faces as far as the eye could see right out onto the street. It was remarkable. And you felt like everyone was there together. There was no barrier. There wasn't a load of security holding the audience back. Oasis loved the Charlotte. They played there 5 or 6 times in total, sort of starting off at the bottom of the list, ending up headlining several times. So many bands really, really loved that place. But all good things must come to an end, and the writing had been on the wall for the Charlotte for a long time. The main problem that Andy faced at the end was the lack of infrastructure in Leicester. There was no Poly Arena. Leicester Uni wasn't putting bands on. De Montfort Hall, they would do their 2 token rock events a year. And gone too was the scene at the Magazine and the Phoenix Arts Centre. There was also a seismic shift in record industry boardrooms. Bands weren't getting financial support to tour, and ticket prices went up to cover costs. Young fans and students were priced out of the market. There's no Top of the Pops, no proper chart. People just don't know what's what. But things will change, and the bands are out there, and music's cyclical, like everything else in this world. Sadly, Andy's reign ended in January 2009, and in the months before, he booked the acts he loved as a kid. Bad Manners, Spear of Destiny, Diesel Park West. He says I got a bit nostalgic towards the end. But these days, Andy's still putting on as many gigs as he used to, but under the Live in Leicester banner. But he says it's just now there are other people's music venues, and I'm not paying Punch Taverns £35,000 a year in rent. I know it's gone now, but it will always be the Charlotte. It's a major part of Leicester's history, and without a doubt, it's the most well-known venue in Leicester, behind City's Ground and the Tigers Stadium. And I think it was one of the most important venues on the Toilet Tour. Andy never took a single photograph during his time in charge, but he does have many of the contracts for the acts who appeared on stage. And he said they might be worth something one day, who knows? He said, Charlotte made my life. It was awesome. And I entirely agree. And I finish up this remarkable run of outstanding people who've played at the Charlotte with my favourite of all time being the famous Leicester band, the Charmers. They were the most successful Leicester band that never was, if you know what I mean. They're constantly pipped at the post, mainly by James initially, and absolutely astonishingly gifted in songwriting, performing and everything else. We stopped going to the Charlotte when they stopped touring, they disbanded, and also I was way out of my comfort zone in the age bracket, because whereas I was then 40 plus, it was all 13 to 17 year olds going in there, and it was just wrong. It wasn't my kind of scene anymore, sadly. And it's now a supermarket, which is even sadder, with flats above. But anyone who knows anything about music will respect and remember the Charlotte.